Welcome to Social Genius, brought to you by Drunk on Social, where we help you stay ahead of social media trends, share the latest news, and highlight the strategies that are working to help you grow your business. Now let's join our hosts, Tristan and Jeff, in 3, 2, 1.
Social Genius listeners, we have started a new series that we hope you love called Daily Shots. These are bite-sized nuggets of things like social media news or strategies or just things that really excite Tristan and I. And we're now taking those daily shots and combining them to create podcast episodes. Our goal is to keep you updated and informed on the latest news so that you can stay ahead of the content creation curve and remain top of mind to all of your followers. Let us know what you think. When was the last time that Instagram, when was the last time that Instagram was first to the social media market with an update, with something new? Well, that's what we've got for you today. Check this out. Instagram adds the capacity to display up to 5 links in your profile bio, which I'm going to share my cell phone screen here in a minute. But first, I want to show you this article. It was on social media today recently, where Instagram in your bio is now giving you the option. Previously, it was 2. You could add 2 links in your bio. Now it's going to be 5. I've already updated my bio, which I will show you. I think it's interesting to understand the purpose of this and the importance of this. And so before I go through this article, I want to explain that. And so as you're considering your social media strategy, and obviously we're talking about Instagram here, you know, the whole purpose of consistent content, consistent posting is obviously to stay top of mind, but also to potentially gain new followers. And what happens when you post on social, on Instagram, and somebody sees a post that they like? What is their inclination to do besides maybe liking, maybe commenting on the post? It's to click on your profile and go stalk you, right? And so once they go over to your profile, now they're going to see your bio. That's the first thing that's going to pop up. They're going to see your photo. They're going to see how many followers you have. And then, of course, they're going to see your bio. So it's very important to have a very sexy bio, a bio that is a representation of what your business is, what your brand is, who you are as a human, giving them an excuse or a reason to follow you. If it's one big ad, well, likely they're going to bounce out. But if it includes more than just your business, and it gives them a reason to have something relatable to you, this is where they will stick with you, potentially go down that rabbit hole, also potentially follow you. And that's the name of the game here. And so and included in your bio is the option to have a link, and now 5 links. And so we're going to go over this real quickly. One of the things that we've recommended over time when you put a link in bio is to use something like what I use, which is Instacard, or to use something like Linktree or Beacons. The reason for this is that it basically serves as a one-stop shop for your audience to now go find various links that they can now go down the rabbit hole of you. Maybe it goes to a link where you're selling something, whatever your business is. It can link to another social channel or multiple social channels. If you own properties, maybe an Airbnb, you could link to an Airbnb. If you have a website, it can link to a website. If you have an email newsletter, you can link there. You go down anything, literally anything. It just makes it easier for your followers, for your users, to easily find those links. So for example, when you have a post or a video where you say, check out the link in my bio, this is exactly what we're referencing here. Now, according to this article, this could be bad news for platforms like Linktree or Instacard or Beacons. I don't think so. And the reason why I don't think so is because, and I'm going to use Instacard as the example because Instacard, in my opinion, and it's my choice, Instacard also serves as like a website, and it is limitless on how many websites or how many links that you can include, where I think the social apps like Instagram will always have a limit, aka 5 on how many you can include there. And for some of us, we've got a hell of a lot more to share than that. But I think it's also important when you're thinking about adding links to your bio, and I'm usually discussing this with a real estate crowd, but this can apply really to anyone. You know, why does your audience go to social media? They go to social media to be entertained, to maybe be entertained, or I'm edutained, maybe get educated, kill time, those sorts of things. They don't go to social media to be sold anything ever. Now, can you sell on social? Absolutely. But you're typically not going to draw people in if you're constantly selling. And so when you're thinking about the link that you should put in your bio, if I'm a real estate agent, for example, I would not put the link to your real estate website, because that to me is just telling your audience that I'm about to try to sell you something. And again, remember, your audience didn't open up Instagram that day because they thought, I want to go shop for homes. If they want to go shop for homes, they're going to go to Google. If they already have an agent, they're going to go to that agent's website, right? So you want to be more subtle about it. And that's why I believe having something like an Instacard is very, very valuable, even with the option for these 5 links, only because it basically can serve as a website. And also, if you use an Instacard, for example, if you go to my Instagram, which I'm going to share my cell phone screen here now. If you go to my Instagram and you click on my Instacard and you do it from a desktop, you will see exactly what I mean as it relates to looking like a website. So if I click on this here, if I click on my Instagram and I go to my bio, this is what it looks like. Okay, so as you can see, if somebody clicks on a post that they like, now you're going to see my basically bullet points of who I am as a human being. As you can see here, it's got my name. It's got basically what I title myself, which is real estate influencer. I'm subtly announcing to the world that I'm in the mortgage business. I'm giving my geographic location. And then I'm basically just giving a small sample size of who I am. And so for me, I teach on social media, I coach on social media. I'm a practitioner. I think it's important to tell people that. If you have any accolades here that might be relevant to what you're trying to display, share them here. I was named as the top video influencer across the United States and Canada in 2019. I am the podcast host for Lab Code Agents. That's a big reason why I have an authority status in the real estate world. And I basically, and then I just simply say which company I work for. And then below that, as you can see, is where the links would show up. So when I click on that, this is what it's going to pop up. And now I have 5 links. So this is just an example of what you could have on your Instagram bio with your link. So as you can see here, I still have my one-stop shop at the top. It's my Instacard. I have my Facebook profile, right? Then I have my TikTok channel, which is called Lake of the Ozarks Lifestyle. Then I have a link to our Social Genius coaching platform. So that's a website link. And then I have an Airbnb in Breckenridge, Colorado. And I link that because I will post about it from time to time and saying, hey, go check it out. Check out the link in my bio, right? Now, again, if I want to go a step further and I actually want to click on these. So if I click on the one-stop shop, which I encourage you to do to see what this looks like, this is what an Instacard now looks like. And the reason, again, why I love Instacard here is because of a couple of features. This is number one. Notice how within seconds of you opening up the app, it now gives me a way to capture your information, which if they do that, I'll get an email and then I can automatically just add them into my phone. So it's a great way to connect with people. When you get rid of that, you can see also in the background, it has a video playing. So you can have a video playing at the bottom. It's got the simple connection buttons. You've got call me, message me, email me, share. And then if you click on the top right corner, the 3 little sandwich buttons, there's a bunch of other links. So again, because I'm limited on Instagram, I'm not limited on an Instacard or a Beacons or a Linktree. You can see why I choose Instacard. And if any of you are watching this or listening to this, I encourage you, open this up on a desktop and look and see how it looks. It's not just mobile friendly. It's very desktop friendly and it looks very sexy. It looks like a website and it's a fraction of a cost to build a website. It's an incredibly cheap. Like I think it's $99 a year is what I pay, about seven and some change per month. And so the news here, the most important piece of this news is obviously the fact that you can now increase the number of links that you can have in your bio on Instagram. I hope that helps you understand the importance of that. First of all, obviously, sharing with you what the news is, but then also sharing with you, the use of it. So it's not just simply go put the links in your bio, but how do you use it? What's the purpose of it? Why do you want to do that? And I hope this helps. If you have any questions from this episode, please feel free, shoot us a DM, shoot me a message. I'm happy to help. Go to my Instagram, click on my Instacard, click on my links and connect with me if you have any questions. Let's test this feature out to show you exactly how awesome it can work and how it can help you increase the engagement and the connections that you will make on social media and Instagram specifically. See you next time.
By now, you certainly know that Instagram is a social media platform that is arguably the most important platform to establish your brand and business as we head into the future. Understanding that growing a following is simply what the world tells you is important, but in actuality is purely vanity with very little results. And that's why we have come to really appreciate and endorse Michelle Berman with the Instagram Power Method, who teaches you how to actually connect with ideal clients and attract them to you without having to sell. Michelle comes from a place of practicing what she preaches, as she has built her business 100% through organic Instagram leads. Everything is rooted in sales psychology and conversation based on tapping into the brains of your ideal client. Vanity metrics are for, well, vanity. Go connect with Michelle today. Check out powermethodmasterclass.com. That's powermethodmasterclass.com, and be prepared to change your business's life.
As if AI wasn't taking over our world enough, I've got some more AI news for you. And this time it's working in conjunction with Facebook. As you may or may not have seen in the caption, Facebook is testing a new AI-generated stories based on your previously shared images. And so just like artificial intelligence is serving us in so many different capacities, making our lives easier, making it easier to do searches, making it easier to learn about things, making it easier to write scripts, to write captions, blog posts, maybe even pass a test in college. AI is now potentially going to make it easier for you to create content. And so I'm going to share with you this article here from Social Media Today, which is kind of highlighting this new test that Facebook is having. So again, remember, this is a test, so it may not be an option that's available to you currently, but I would keep an eye out for it, because I think for many of us, I think we lack in the creativity department. We lack with knowing what to post every day. We struggle in the department of, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to post every single day. And so this is going to give you now an option to take what you have posted in the past and now create additional content for you. And so I'm going to kind of go through this article with you. It says Facebook continues to explore ways to get more people posting to stories, this time via obviously a automated stories generation process that uses image recognition AI to create new stories from your shared content. And it shows an example here from a Jackie Pitcow, and it talks about how basically they're being prompted to use a new feature, which is called this advanced stories. Facebook describes it this way: allow Facebook to suggest high quality, ready-made stories for you using advanced photo and video data, including image quality, location, the presence of people or animals. This process will generate stories based on images that you've uploaded to the app using a thematic matching to provide templated frames that you can share with your audience. So again, think of it as though it's going to be taking what it learns about you. This is artificial intelligence. And then it's going to be making suggestions or creating posts on your behalf. And it continues down here to say, well, maybe this feels a little inauthentic. But again, think about it as more of a consistency tool, because as we say all the time, done is better than perfect. And for many of you, you get completely handicapped by the thought, or paralyzed by the thought of, what do I post today? Should I say this? Is this interesting? And in the time that it takes you to overthink it and then ultimately not post it, what are you accomplishing? Absolutely nothing. And so although this is probably not a tool that I will find myself using, because I don't lack in the creativity department, I don't lack in the department of coming up with content on a daily basis. If it's something that is maybe going to add to what I'm already doing, I'll certainly test it. But for those of you that are struggling in the consistency department, I think this is something that you really want to check out. You want to keep an eye on, because I think it's going to only enhance what you're already doing. And you can see here, it says for regular users, you can imagine that if you show off baby photos, for example, or wedding pictures, or a story based around a beloved pet, there could be a lot of potential there. And based on the success of Facebook's memories element, there's clearly a level of add-on engagement to be gleaned from tools like this, even if they do feel somewhat artificial in nature. Both Facebook and Instagram have been looking to better align with behavioral shifts towards stories and private messaging. You hear what they're saying there? They want to shift more towards stories and private messaging. And with Meta's own data showing that users are now posting far less original content to the newsfeed that they have in times past. Again, pay attention to this. When you read things and hear things like this about Instagram and Facebook, it is telling you, it's smacking you in the face to use these tools more often, stories and private messaging, just like in notes on Instagram. And we have been preaching, use notes more often on Instagram. Why? Because it's the latest tool. And when you use the latest tools, the algorithm tends to reward you, just like remixing on Instagram or duetting on TikTok or using the green screen on Instagram and TikTok. Using those features are only going to enhance your reach because you're using the tools that are created within the apps that the app and the algorithm will ultimately favor and likely give you better reach, which is amazing. People are still consuming content in the main feed. It says, with Meta's advancing AI recommendations, helping to keep people scrolling for longer. This is a fact. We talk about this all the time, oftentimes, and there's a reason why the statistics say 90% of social media users are just lurkers, 9% are light engagers, and 1% are creators. And part of the reason for that, beyond just the fear factor, the intimidation factor, the uncomfortability of posting, is the fact that the algorithm, when you open up these apps, grab your attention. And I can speak from experience. Like sometimes when I open up Instagram with an intent to go post, and all of a sudden I see a Frenchie bulldog, and it just grabs my attention. Before you know it, I'm spending 30 minutes scrolling through the reels, right? This happens to all of us. And so you have to be very intentional here, because you have to know that this is exactly what these platforms are designed to continue to improve upon. But it also says here, Meta needs to ensure that people continue to glean real value from their in-app experience. And so for Facebook, that comes from engaging with their friends and family via their established social graph, which is an element that other apps can replicate. Years of angst and division on social platforms have made people increasingly wary about sharing in public. That's definitely not true of us at Drunk on Social, which is part of why this activity is switching to DMs. Those stories also remain an engaging element, with the temporary nature of the format likely holding more appeal than posting to your profile and having it remain there forever. See, that is the appeal to stories, is that, it's gone after 24 hours. And so I think, again, leaning into that, the other element to stories is that when someone engages with your story, it is a private message. And so now it's not out to the world. And I think not even so much for us as creators, but even for the consumer, I think they feel more comfortable maybe commenting or sharing their thoughts or connecting with you on a private basis, which goes to your DM, than through a public post. And so keep all of this in mind as you are continuing to evolve your social strategy. Use these tools that the apps are basically pushing. Just continue to follow Tristan and I, Drunk on Social. We're going to be telling you what to be using based on what we're testing. And this is a great example. And it even goes on here to say, they're working to build more tools to align with this. While it's new DM tools like channels and notes on Instagram, which notes is something we've been pushing, they fit into this push. And I think the personal engagement is only going to continue to grow. I think it's just more reason why adopting and embracing these tools is going to become incredibly critical to your social media and brand strategy. But also keep an eye out for this. Keep an eye out for this AI generated stories that Facebook, that Meta might be rolling out, because if and when it does come out, the first time you see it, I want you to go test it. I want you to go play around with it and see what it can do for you. You never know what stuff's going to just completely flop on its face, but what might be an awesome new element within these apps that will increase your reach and increase your engagement. So keep an eye out for it. Thanks for listening, and we will see you on the next episode.
Thanks for listening to Social Genius, brought to you by Drunk on Social. We are here to help you take your business to new levels through social media. Make sure to subscribe to get updates on new episodes, and come join us on our Drunk on Social Facebook page. And as always, make sure you leave us a great review on your favorite podcast app. Feedback and likes are very much appreciated.